All right, so I wanted to show you a quick tip here. This is a common question I get asked. A lot of students have trouble finding the project include function. And this is really important in this step because we need to create geometry in our sketch. If I turn off my bodies, you'll notice in my sketch I don't have any geometry yet. I need to get the geometry of this hole into my sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to create. I'm going to go to project include, and I want to do intersect. When I click intersect, I'm going to select the geometry I want to intersect, which is this top plate here. I'll click on that and then I'll hit OK. And I want to keep all of these defaults here. When I do that, you'll notice some lines show up, and they show up in a different color. This purple color means that they are locked to this geometry here, which is nice. I can turn off my bodies now, and I'll still have that geometry in my sketch. So I can go to the front view, and now I can continue with the next step, right? So I can start by clicking on line here, locking my line in here, and I can then start doing the rest of my sketch. At this point, we'd add our arcs, and I'll just demonstrate those arcs real fast under 3-point arc, I think is the arc tool that you're using. And you just add your 2 arcs, and you can change those geometries later. Boom, and there's my sketch, and I can turn that back on. There's my arm sketch. And the nice thing about this, if I do this project include here, just for example, if I change this base sketch, let me turn on my bodies again. If I change my base sketch and maybe I make this a little wider, so let's go into that base sketch and make a little change here. So let's say my base becomes a 300 millimeter base. So you see how my base got wider. And if I hit finish sketch, what'll happen is it'll recalculate my base. But because I have locked this in using project include, wherever that hole goes, my path for my arm will follow. I can also see if I go to my whole sketch and let's say I move that a little bit, say I move this around, oh, this should be locked down. But if I move this hole around, let's say I do that and I hit finish sketch and I zoom out, oh, I've broken it a little bit. Let me do that whole sketch one more time. If I move this whole sketch over here, somewhere along the center line here, I hit finish. As long as I'm in that same plane as the sketch, my arm should follow within reason. I don't know why it's not following, but typically it does. Oh, you can see the geometry there, but those haven't locked down correctly. Anyways, okay, Control Z, and I'll undo all of that and go back, but that's the basics.